If you're a midlife woman eating clean, working out, and still gaining weight, this is the moment most women start to think they need something stronger. And this is usually when the conversations about weight loss medications like Ozempic or GLP-1s start showing up. But here's the part almost no one tells you. Stronger tools don't fix a stuck midlife metabolism. They actually expose what the body no longer has the reserve to handle. And those medications, along with newer options getting some attention right now, are all part of a category called peptides. So today I want to talk about why so many midlife women are turning to peptides for weight loss and what these tools actually do inside the body, because they don't work the way most women think they do. Here's the part most women never hear. Stronger tools don't fix a stuck metabolism, they expose it. Hey, beautiful. It's Claudine, functional health practitioner and author of Your Midlife Body Code. If you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss future videos. And if you want help understanding which system in your body needs the most support right now, whether it's blood sugar, minerals, digestion, hormones, or stress response, you can take my free Midlife Body Code quiz. The link's below. All right, let's talk about peptides. So why are peptides even on the radar? Well, most women don't start Googling peptides like GLP-1s because they're looking for shortcuts. They start because effort stopped working. Because these women are already disciplined, they're already careful, and they're already doing more than they used to. And for a lot of women, this is the most frustrating part, right? They're not skipping workouts. They're not eating junk. They're often eating less than they ever have. And yet their body feels heavier, slower, and less responsive than it did even 5 years ago. Now, that's the moment when women stop asking, what am I doing wrong? And start asking, is there something my body needs that I'm missing? So when weight becomes stubborn in midlife, it's natural to think maybe I need a stronger tool. And that's the moment peptides enter the conversation, often lumped in with Ozempic or other GLP-1 medications, even though they're not the same thing. So here's the assumption I see all the time. Weight loss peptides are viewed as a stronger weight loss drug, a faster fix, and something that will override a stuck body. And honestly, that assumption makes sense because that's often how they're marketed. Now, most of the messaging around peptides sounds like the idea that if your body won't respond, we'll make it respond. And for women who've been stuck for years, that promise is incredibly tempting because when effort stops working, it's natural to think that we want something that feels decisive, something that finally tips the scale. But that's not actually how peptides work. So what are peptides? Well, in plain English, peptides are signals that your body already knows how to use. They don't force change. They communicate with systems that are already working. Their job isn't to force the body to do something, it's to send signals. So you can think of peptides as messengers. They're part of how your body communicates internally. They help tell cells when to release energy, when to store it, when to respond to insulin, and when to slow things down. Now, that's very different from forcing the body to do something it's not prepared for. And this is where a lot of women get tripped up because signaling only works when the systems receiving the signal are actually online. So to make this clear, peptides don't override physiology, they communicate with it. And that distinction matters more than most people realize because a signal only works if the body is able to respond. This is where a lot of confusion happens because not all peptides are trying to do the same job. So where do Ozempic and other GLP-1s fit into this? Well, Ozempic and other GLP-1 medications are actually peptides too. They work mainly by suppressing appetite, slowing digestion, and quieting food noise. And for some people, that can help short term. But appetite suppression is not the same thing as fixing metabolism, especially in midlife where many women are already underfueled and exhausted. That doesn't make GLP-1s bad. It means that they're limited tools for midlife bodies, especially for women whose weight loss or weight struggle isn't driven by appetite in the first place. Because many midlife women are already under eating, they're already pushing through fatigue, and they're already running on stress hormones. And in that context, suppressing appetite doesn't fix the underlying issue. It can actually make it worse. Now, this is where the newer metabolic peptides, ones like retatrutide, also known as GLP-3, enter the conversation. So instead of focusing on only eating less, these tools are designed to help the body move sugar out of the bloodstream more effectively, use fuel instead of storing it, and access energy more efficiently. So the question shifts. Instead of asking, can you suppress appetite? The question becomes, can the body actually process energy better? In other words, can your metabolism speed up again? Which is what we all want, right? And for many midlife women, that question matters far, far more. Now, here's the part almost no one talks about. Peptides do not override physiology. Peptides work best when the terrain is supported, when the body actually has the reserves to respond. And when it's not, or when it doesn't, the body resists no matter how advanced the tool is. So if your blood sugar is unstable, if minerals are depleted, if stress hormones are driving the insulin resistance, if inflammation is high, if muscle is already compromised, then these advanced tools can stall out or even backfire. So when that happens, it's not that peptides fail, it's that they're exposing, right? They're revealing what the body was already struggling with underneath. And this is often why women feel confused when something technically works, but they still feel awful. Now, the scale may move, but their energy doesn't improve. Weight drops, but mood, resilience, and strength don't come back. And that's not necessarily failure, that's feedback. This is why I say that peptides don't override physiology, they reveal it. It's adding a powerful signal to a depleted system, and it usually creates more pressure, not progress. And pressure is often what stalled the body in the first place. So my job isn't to layer on more pressure onto a system that's already struggling. It's to figure out why the body isn't responding and support that first. That's why I start by rebuilding the foundations, and I use a root cause lab review to see exactly what the body is asking for next. It lets me look at the real data. So blood sugar patterns, inflammation, minerals, stressors on the body. So we're not guessing or layering additional pressure or stressors onto a depleted system. When that foundation is in place, then the tools work better. And when it's not, even the best tools disappoint. So next week, I'm going to walk you through how to tell if your body is actually ready for peptides like retatrutide and the most common signs that women jump in too early. Because curiosity isn't the problem, but skipping the readiness conversation is. And that's where most women get burned. If you're watching this and thinking, this explains why nothing has worked, the quiz below will help you see what your body actually needs support with first, so you stop using the right tools at the wrong time. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.